Wine is everywhere in the first century, from Greco-Roman wine cults worshiping Dionysus to Jesus heeding his mother's plea to turn water into wine. But what I want to know is, what did the everyday wine of Jesus' day actually taste like?
From the prophet Jeremiah. Great are your purposes and mighty are your deeds. Your eyes are open to all the ways of the children of man, rewarding each one according to his ways and according to the fruit of his deeds.
Job, at his lowest, cried out to Adonai, I know that you
can do all things, and that no purpose of yours shall be thwarted.
Wine is mentioned something like 200 times in the Bible? But what was it really like? I mean, I can't believe they really smashed grapes. Their feet. Now, it wasn't like Jesus and the disciples were doing guided wine tastings with a sommelier and partying all hours of the night. Well, not all hours. But for the most part, the purpose of wine was as much functional as it was celebratory. That's because the drinking water was often contaminated and would make people really sick. Now, we wouldn't know what was killing the germs for another 1,800 years, but the ancients did figure out that a little wine could make water more drinkable. So wine was actually watered down to like 2, maybe 3% alcohol. What did it taste like? And how did it measure up to the wine of today?
Normally, the wine allows us to remember and celebrate the blood of the Lamb spread on the doorposts of our ancestors. But tonight, likewise, this is my blood of the new covenant, shed for you and for many for the forgiveness of sins.
I'm not trying to be a snob, but ancient wine was certainly not as refined as what we're used to today. Now, most were red wines and probably pretty simple, tannic and acidic. And there also would have been a lot of sediment left over from the grape skin. Sound delicious, right? Not really. Now, for those of you who love a white wine on a hot summer evening, like myself, ancient wines were very different. They were more of a amber color and very rare. Like me. So, good luck trying any if you weren't a rich Roman. Now, they were aged in these earthen pots to make them more mellow, but only for a few months because got to keep them from spoiling. Now, winemakers used a lot of ingredients to make their wine. I'm talking herbs, spices, honey, if I don't say so myself, raisins, and even dates. Now, some wine was even diluted with chalk, marble dust, and even egg whites to make it less acidic. Okay, see how we did here. And stir it up a little bit first. Cheers. Yeah, I am so glad the art of winemaking has come so far since biblical times. No wonder the wedding banquet master at Cana said that the wine Jesus made was the best he'd ever tasted. What he was drinking was literally divine.
At every wedding I've ever overseen, they serve the best wine first. And then, when the people have drunk freely, much later in the feast, they serve the poorer wine, the cheap stuff. Because by then, who is going to notice? Am I right? But you have chosen now to serve the best wine I have ever tasted. Let us thank them for this unnecessary but honorable gesture.
Thanks for watching. Now, if you want to learn more about the history behind The Chosen, make sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss when new episodes drop.